Hello and welcome. We are the Untold Stories Project, and tonight we present a brand new episode of Tales of the Finest using the Blue Rose setting from Green Ronin Publishing. My name is Jonesy, and I will be your game master this evening. A quick note for those unfamiliar with Blue Rose: in Blue Rose, the envoys typically take on the roles of members of the Sovereign's Finest, commonly referred to as envoys. Envoys act as the agents of the crown, tackling any number of challenges such as settling border disputes, assisting with disaster relief, investigating shadow cults that pop up, and anything else that the crown sends their way. A few quick housekeeping bits. We are a very tiny streaming streaming channel. So if you like what we do, please do all the cool things like letting your friends know and sharing, liking, subscribing, all that cool stuff. Um, Other quick bit I want to add is that we are using the 5e fantasy rule set from some certain wizards near the coastline. Um, um, but we are using the setting from Green Oni. Along that lines, since it is very much a romantic fantasy in the sense of like Mercedes Lackey and McCaffrey, one of our house rules is that 0 hit points is actually knocking the foe unconscious, not actually necessarily killing them. Other than that, next I want to turn it over to our envoys to let them introduce themselves. If you could please let the viewers know your name, your character's name, class, and that kind of stuff, along with our question of the day. Question of the day uh, is uh, does your character ever want to settle down, have a spouse, children, house, etc.? You know, if they, what does their retirement look like? Whether it's short term, long term, or far off. So with that, I will kick it over to Will to start us off with our answers, our
Hi,
introduction.
friends. My name is Will. I'm playing Kale Pelora. He is a human cleric of the Radiant Domain. Um, yeah, he's having a lot of fun on the adventure so far. To answer the question of the day, I think not only does Kale want a family and a life like that, I think it's one of the main contributing factors to the reason that he's doing what he's doing. Um, that's he's looking to meet people, and his background doesn't necessarily allow him to do that. So um, this is his outlet. Um, but enough about me. Let's pass it over to our favorite raccoon, Drake.
Hi, everybody. I'm Alex, and I will be playing the role of Drake, who is a Rye Raccoon rogue. Still trying to decide what archetype I want to go to when that happens, but we'll figure it out. It'll be great. Um, as for the question of the day, I think Drake definitely wants to have a large house of some kind that he could fill with all of his ill-gotten gains. I mean, treasures he's reappropriated for the crown. And I don't know if I foresee him settling down with anyone for too terribly long. Yeah, I think Drake would be happy just to have his own little keep in the middle of a beautiful field of flowers where he can enjoy his riches and his ill-gotten gains in peace and quiet and harmony. Over to Andy.
Yep. Hello, I am Andy. No, not that one. I am playing Vam Banma, the night person fighter. And his, with regard to, does he want to settle down and have children in a place? No, no, he does not. He does not think that far ahead. He does not have, there's like, there should be something really funny to say here, but no. He's, lives in the moment, you know. And from there, we go to Brian.
Hey everybody, I am playing Ula Brinerutter. She is a sea folk barbarian, and as for what she wants to do with her future life, I think Ula is very much a person who likes to stay in motion. If she's not doing something new or experience something else in her life, she feels like she's dying. So I don't think settling down is going to be her forte, but we'll see what happens to her. And I'll pass that off.
Evening, everybody. I am Aaron. I am playing Tizra Vaskar, who is a Vatasha warlock. Um, so, family is very important to Tizra. They have a sister that they left behind in Kern, who they would love to go back and try to find someday, assuming that she's still alive. Um, So, yes, I think Tizra would eventually like to have a family. I don't know that they necessarily want a monogamous marriage, but yes, they would like to settle down with one or more partners and have children and roots eventually.
So thank you for answering my question of the day. That's some pretty cool answers, I thought. So with that, uh, quick recap of last time on Tales of the Finest. The envoys have been recently investigating a shadow cult, which has sprung up and started acting in taking actions in the city, trying very much to be on the down low. And unfortunately, they've crossed paths with our envoys. Our envoys have been following up on these leads and trying to recover some things that were stolen, bits of lore, ancient tomes, maps, and the like that this cult really wants to get their hands on for some reason. Last episode, they dove down below the city of Aldous into the Undercity. The city of Aldous is an ancient city and has been built, rebuilt, and built a few times in different sections of it as different calamities and natural disasters and just time have impacted the city. So there are pockets of Undercity that kind of have been built on top of over the course of centuries. And some of these pockets are benign, and some of them are just full of rubble, and others occasionally have various bandits, brigands, and cult members hanging out in them. Uh, while investigating these, they they found a little watch post for one of the cults and proceeded down to the lower levels where they uncovered an ancient crypt of a shadow creature of some sort. I believe the phrase shadow wraith was used, and they encountered a small group of ghouls that were brought forth by the shadow wraith, scaring the heck out of the players and their characters.
A bit much.
They managed to fend off the evil shadow spawn and have returned to the mid levels of the sewers below Aldous to run a regroup and figure out the next steps. And that's where we find them this evening.
So, under the circumstances, I don't think I'm gonna suggest going to the pub tonight.
No, I think there is plenty to drink back in our rooms.
And also, I wouldn't let us in. We smell terrible.
There is that too.
I mean, slightly worse for you.
Yeah, what Ula said. I thought I was going to say, don't they let you in there all the time?
Sometimes I do. I'll just behave.
So we've got our book, and we've gotten out of this stupid hole. What are we doing with the boys and girls tied up?
That is a very interesting question.
I want to go talk to these guys and see if they have any idea of what else might be down here. Make sure we don't miss anything.
I would love to join you.
That sounds like a good plan.
Also, I want them to know I can actually talk, and I'm not just like a really well-trained raccoon.
I think you're still a very well-trained raccoon, but we can go convince people.
Very touchy about that.
Wouldn't you be?
I don't know. Raccoon.
Yeah.
So how many captains do we got, Jonesy?
So on the mid tier, on during the little watch post, you encountered a member of the Night Paths, which is a group of brigands that operate in the city. Yeah, who was already captured, so he's still captured, and he had been captured by the members of the Shadow Cult. And there are 3 Shadow Cult members that you have captured, which have been you left tied up in the small little watch room that they had set up as you proceeded to lower levels.
Well,
So,
then, why don't we begin with the friendly, or well, not actively hostile?
Yeah, we can go pump him for some more information. Maybe the Shadow Pads know something about what's going on down here,
Well,
or at least what they
they're
were
the
using
ones.
it before the cult showed up.
They were the ones getting roughed up earlier for the books and stuff. So they're in this as deep as we are.
And I'm sure there are a number of cultists who want to come talk to them about their missing property.
Right. So if we talk to them first, then we get the maybe they don't have to talk to the cultists. That made no sense. Excuse me.
And then we'll check his notes with one of the cultists when we wake them up.
Who knows? Maybe he's got something that we can use as leverage. Leverage. Yeah, leverage for the cultists. So I think we
You better be
agree,
careful,
basically.
Vom, or your warrior name's going to be Sir Polysyllabic.
That is actually my drag name. Polysyllabic. I don't know what it means either.
That's a good drag name.
Yeah, I don't know why I never thought of that before. It'd be pretty great. Anyway, but so we should go talk to the Nightpad now.
Yeah, you guys make your way. The group has made their way back up the main little watch level and the sewer level, and yeah, there's the watch room, and there's a storeroom which is also used as a makeshift prison itself for our would-be Nightpad, who is still tied to his chair.
Well, all right. So we're about to untie you, right? But we'd like to talk to you before you go rushing off. Is that all right?
Sure.
Then I'm gonna untie him.
We found
You
a
untie
demon
him
in the basement.
He starts, kind of rubbing, his wrists and stuff where the bound, he had been bound. But, what? Demon?
Yeah, big scary shadow monster in the middle of an evil temple. You know anything about that?
No. And his eyes get really big.
No, I showed it my ass.
Yeah, he did, then it attacked us. So maybe it wasn't evil. Maybe it was just mad about public indecency. But
No, you telling me those cultists, those shadow cultists, show their asses too? Nah, I killed them straight.
He's not wrong. Besides, he's a nice ass.
I work on it. Why is this happening? Excuse me.
Plots.
If there's a plot that involves Bomb's ass, then I'll actually bring it on.
Stranger Things,
No.
man.
Yeah.
But yeah, when you told him there was a demon below, he just looks really kind of freaked out. Like, and we're still here. Why?
Because it's gone.
For now.
Yeah. So, you're welcome.
Yeah.
Look, I don't know if you Nightpads have much of an idea of quite the depths of shit you stepped yourselves into. These shadow cultists, well, they're playing with demons, aren't they?
and they're probably going to be mad at you guys for losing the shipment. So anything you could tell us would definitely be helpful.
I don't know what you need to know.
Do you know anything else
Weird.
about what's down here? Are there any secret tunnels that you haven't told us about? Or any other storage areas or locations, or...
Not that I know of. We didn't use. This wasn't one of ours.
What are you doing down here?
He's a captive.
I know he's a captive, but I thought they busted in and killed everybody.
No, but I was a couple months ago. We found out there was a boatload of ancient relics that were covered to the south of here. And my bosses went and stole it, and then we were supposed to smuggle the different caches into the city. The last place we were supposed to drop them off, there was a big fight between the owners and then some the cult people, and they came and attacked everyone. Some of us snuck off with some of pieces, and I was one of the ones that was sent to grab some of the stuff and run off. And they grabbed me and dragged me down here.
Do you know what you were supposed to take and where you were supposed to take it?
I was supposed to take it to Our Lady. She wanted the stuff brought to her directly, given all the crap that's gone down.
Who's your lady?
Lady Myra.
Forgetful player. Is
That's the cat
Lady
lady.
Myra a name I have heard before?
Yes, she is a Raiden, a well-connected Rye cat that lives in the city, who they haven't been able to really get any concrete evidence that she's doing shady stuff. So,
Yeah.
Right. Yes, we've definitely heard that name.
She's brought a heap of trouble down upon herself, and it seems you as well. And by you, I mean your entire, you know.
I don't know there's much. I don't know there's much left of the Night Path at this point.
You do seem to be having a hard time of it lately.
She considered a recruitment drive.
Don't want them doing more crime, though.
Oh, excuse me. Thought was being helpful.
It's not like we could put up flyers at the Royal College.
Or for the cheerleaders.
I wouldn't know anything about that. No.
It sounds like he's just a grunt, and he doesn't have that much more for us.
Getting that vibe.
Filthy jobber.
Before we let you go, were you conscious when they brought you down here?
Yeah, I couldn't see much though. They threw a bag over my head.
Would you happen to know, like, how many times you would have had to have stopped for them to set or unset traps? We ran into a few doozies on the way down here. We want to make sure that there aren't any more on our way back up.
Yeah, I'm over these psychic traps. I'm taking a wizard elective when I get back to the college.
It won't necessarily help. But
I don't remember us having to stop.
Huh. Okay.
They probably disarmed them if, like, when they came into the radius or something. There's probably a password or something. Think friend and enter or whatever.
Maybe it's something to ask our other friends who we left unconscious.
Oh yeah, we're asking them about it. Silence me. I don't like being silenced.
Oh, I know. Okay, well, should we let this this friend of ours leave?
Yeah, we'll let him go, but where can we find you if we needed to ask you more questions?
I'm just kind of like looks at you.
I don't know.
You planning on skipping town?
No, but I'm pretty much out of a job at this point.
Do you have a name, like in case we have to bring you up in court or something?
Bob.
Bob.
That sounds
No wonder.
fake, Bob. That doesn't sound real, Bob.
Yeah. Good night.
Do you know Brim?
No.
Bram.
Well, Bob, if you're looking for work, head up to the college. They might have use for an informant.
Huh. Just kind of shrugs his shoulder, like, why not? And
The pay is good, and you don't usually get beat up by cultists unless you're like us. But that's not. You won't be like us. Don't worry about that, Bob.
You'll be worse.
Just don't show your ass to any demons.
Well, as we can all live for.
noted.
Do you think you can make your way out by yourself, or do you need our help getting back out of these? Like, do you know where you are? I'm very confused. You said you had a bag on your head.
Well, I could probably figure my way out. I'm pretty good around the tunnels.
Or he could just follow the trail of bodies.
Oh, depends on which way he heads. His body's downstairs too.
I'm just worried about any other traps that might be out there. I don't want him to step into something that he can't step himself out of.
Traps have been more spiritual in nature, except for that one.
You know what, Bob? Maybe you should follow us out of here. Kale, do you have that light stick thing? Give him the light stick. He can carry it.
Me? Oh, I will. I don't know. Is he wearing like gloves or something? I'll cast light on some piece of clothing that he's wearing.
You did manage to grab one of the Shah's crystal that were already imbued with light. The little torch crystals they have.
Okay. Then he can have that.
I'm gonna give him my bag to carry.
You're going to give a known criminal your stuff?
Technically, every time I give anything to myself, I give myself something to a no criminal. Don't worry about it.
All right.
Bob's smart. Aren't you, Bob?
Yep.
You know, Stuff, who has our library book?
I'm holding on.
Yeah, I could just
Books.
carry it.
Library books. Nothing special. Nothing Bob related.
And Bob, you better
Right.
not lose my ball bearings. I just replaced those.
So,
So hang out here till you're ready to go.
We're waking up a cultist, right?
Well, yeah, we're gonna. Well, I mean, we have all night for them. We can haul them out of here if we want.
Yeah, maybe
Really?
we sleep first. Like, what if they become hostile?
Well, they're tied up for one, but
They're more hostile when they wake up.
they'll also be more intelligible when they wake up.
Yeah.
Wake up.
Maybe we can all sleep in here.
I'd rather not.
no, yes, I'm with, yes, no. Let's interrogate them and then go back to the college.
Alright, good choice.
And go pick up a cultist.
I will keep an eye on Bob.
I will.
I mean, we'll all travel together, but I just want it to be known that I'm very closely watching after Bob.
And as the cultists are being awakened, I presume they're going to be visited by the visage or visages of Ula and Vaughn at the same time, the two like meanest looking people. Just to sort of impress upon them how screwed they are, like right from the get-go.
Gonna put on my best rabies face.
I'm into it.
So you have three would-be shadow cultists that you can choose from. All three of them are human. As two gentlemen and a lady.
Were they dressed any differently? Because I seem to recall one of them having a little bit more wooge to them than the other two. But I
Not
do not recall who it
really.
was.
That's just convenient tokens for ease of identification. But no,
Oh,
they're
pardon me.
just
One of them
super
was just a magic man.
Fair enough. Oh,
Speaking of magic, let's wake up Magic Man first.
You think that's the wisest choice?
I think it'll be fine.
As you wish.
Okay. So you're waking up one of the gentlemen that you saw throwing the flame bolts around.
Yep.
Okay. You splash a little bit of water on him. You manage to rouse him and make him wake up. Shakes his head a little bit and looks up and sees the group of you lurking over him. I'm assuming you have him in a chair of some sort or on the ground as opposed to standing him up.
Leave him on
Yeah,
the
we'll-
ground.
Sending him up would be difficult.
Make sure his hands are tied.
Yes. And we would have searched him if he has something that is clearly an arcane focus. Take that from him.
Oh, yeah. Wait.
Yeah, actually, you did manage to pull that off of him when you first tied him up. So,
Right.
yeah. I believe
I have it.
cleric. Yep, your cleric's hanging into it.
Right.
Yeah.
Klepto cleric. You're hanging
It's
on to
a
a lot of stuff
bargaining
for a lot of
chip.
people.
Yes, it's a bargaining chip should we need it for anything.
Very good.
Start making deals. What's your name, Bucko?
He kind of shakes his head and looks and just kind of glares at you.
Oh, hello. Fancy a drink, babe?
Mm.
Oh, tried to be nice. Your turn. Whoever was.
Whose turn?
Whoever wants to take it over.
I've got an idea. Bob, can you step out of the room real quick?
Yeah, Bob is actually hanging out in the room where he was tied up. He's
Even
kind
better.
of glowing. He's going through. He didn't want to go in the room with the cultists. He's already done with this. He just wants to leave. So he's just like he's going through and looks like he's trying to search the room that he's in just to look for like any kind of general supplies, things like that that he can grab.
Caesar, you want to show him the library book? Maybe get a rise out of him?
Sure, why not?
I think we need to huddle up. Wait a minute. It seemed like Vom wanted to do good cop, bad cop, but usually Vom would be the bad cop, and he asks for.
Well, Vom is capable of good and bad cop, and he just doesn't think that far ahead.
You said you wanted to do this the easy way. Who's the hard way if you're not?
Ula.
Ula?
What I said was I was trying to be nice. Vom was literally just trying to be nice. He was going to offer him some water. It's about as far as I got. But yeah, some strategizing would probably be a good idea. Let us figure out what we want to do before we engage him further.
Alright, I think Teaser and Ula should take a point on this.
Got it.
Because Teaser is charismatic and Ula is the worst cop.
But it's protocol. But, okay.
Right.
She's a loose cannon sea cop. Doesn't play by the rules.
He casts anchor.
Right.
So does Magic Man recognize the book?
So you have two books. You have a small leather journal and a larger, oversized tome. Which of the two books are you showing the the captive?
I would think the spooky book, it looks more important.
Right, yeah, I think that's the case.
Soon as you flash the oversized tome, uh, there's a look of anger and jealousy, just kind of plain as day across this cultist's face.
So clearly, this book means something to you.
It's unworthy of you. You you
Strike that, reverse it. Yes, I got it. And why is that?
that knowledge is not meant for your kind.
I guess if it's not meant for us, I guess I'll just appreciate it the best way I can. Can I see the book real quick?
Teaser kind of gives Ula a look, like, I don't mind you threatening the book, but if you destroy it, I'm going to be really put off.
I'm not.
And Teaser will hand Ula the book.
I'm just gonna start folding pages randomly and then closing the book in on itself. I mean, he's never
sorry.
gonna read it, so what does he care?
And
I want you
as
to
it's
know
all-
I want you to know as an author, I'm deeply offended by your behavior.
I'm going to say you are hurting me.
As a narrator of audiobooks, I gotta say I don't really care. But it's
None
a
of
great
them
move.
are even being folded in half, just random angles.
It's a great power move.
and the cultist starts vibrating with anger, literally vibrating.
And if I really only knew how valuable this book was, I wouldn't. And I'm gonna pick my nose and rub it in one of the pages. I wouldn't do that to it.
Oh,
But it's just another piece of garbage next to this piece of garbage person I'm looking at.
As all of this is happening, can I try to stealthily put on the armband that he was using as a symbol?
Sure.
Cool.
Now, what should you? That's another question. But yeah, you totally can.
I'm trying to help out my team. Yes. At some point, as I watch all of this happen, I will then show him my arm with the armband, and say, perhaps I'm worthy of knowing what's in this book. Could you talk it through to me?
Give me a persuasion check.
Sure. 15.
Cool. So with that, the cultist looks over at you, pretty like confused looking, kind of surprised, like, huh, what, huh? Um, I don't understand. Why are you with these false interlopers?
My task was to get the book. Now I have the book. And I will do my best to blush. I can't read, so I can't read it. Can you tell me what's inside?
And it's well, go look at Kale. I think you're wasting your time with this small fry, and I'm gonna drop the book on the ground and kick it over. I'm gonna go get a drink and leave the room. So the book's now at your feet, Kale. Have fun.
Yeah, I'm afraid to touch an evil book with an evil thing wrapped around my arm, but I'll leave it there.
Oh, fine.
And it's a book of 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 one who served the mistress. This the secrets it can shine light on. Um, it must be preserved, must be studied. How else can we cast down the false queen?
Uh, hmm. So, who then is your real, the real queen?
Well, our Dark Lady, the heir, the new chosen vessel.
I'm just going to pretend he understands that.
But will Gale, since he probably should, as a cultist.
Yeah.
I'm not in the room. You guys gotta figure that out.
Drake is going to be a little bold
Good.
and say, do you really think we should be lending our services to a dirty Rycat? Shouldn't a human be in control of the Dark Blessing?
Whoa.
I'm gonna try to get a rise and see if see if I'm right about who the Dark Lady is.
Oh, what shall I have you roll?
Deception.
Performance.
Performance.
Sounds like is
Sounds like
deception
deception to
a
me.
thing? Was deception a thing in this game? Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm actually thinking more about insight.
Hmm?
Pick
I'm
up
a-
on the reaction.
I'm a lot better at deception.
Is that
Yeah,
all of
yeah.
us? Is that all of us,
Uh,
Jonesy, or just Drake?
Anyone who's is in the room.
Sure.
Cool.
I got an 11.
I got a 12.
Oh God.
Kale, I was trusting you.
I know, I was going to say my insight is pretty good, but
Hey, I
Not
specialized
today.
in it.
15 on the die for 15.
And that's a 20.
Whew.
I
Um,
specialized in insight. Yes, I
uh,
did.
The cultist seems confused and unsure what you mean by Rycat specifically.
That was a stab in the dark.
Okay, telepathically, Mr. Smyra was with the other, with the night pads,
Like
not,
that.
Mm.
not with the cult.
Yeah. And if she was the head of the cult, then she would have probably, well, I guess she might have killed the night pads.
so my friend, what is it that this book can do? Like, why is it important to us? And more importantly, how can I get it into the right hands?
Well,
And
that is a tome of occult lore and arcane secrets. Is any like me who is gifted will be able to wield its powers.
I will point to the book, and under my breath, I will cast thaumaturgy to make the ground under it tremble. so that it starts like kind of hopping around on the ground. And I will say, don't question me and what I'm capable of doing.
So are you
Just
trying
tell
to
me
make
where
it?
it needs to go.
Uh, that book is um, that book is for me and those like me.
I am like you.
You
It's
said
just
you
for us to
can't
read.
read.
Well, okay, I'm almost like you. I can do everything you can do except read, apparently. I can swim. Can you swim?
I can swim.
We all have skills. I just can't read. It's not my fault.
Yes, and it's not of any use to those of you who make pacts with the uh, power comes from knowledge, and you do not understand. Um,
It will take everything in me not to lunge at this person.
Well, that's the irony
um,
is I was about to start threatening to lunge at him a little bit.
so basically, what he's kind of alluding to, you kind of pick up on it, is that he's referring to the fact that he's uh, an arcanist. He is a wizard,
Hmm.
and he's insinuating that you basically are a warlock. Basically, that you only have your powers because you made a deal, and that you don't actually can't cast the spells per se, like from a spell book. You can't learn the secrets of the occult, quote unquote, at least in his opinion. Um, so, but basically, it is a wizard's spell book, basically. So,
So,
He's kind of
might,
right.
might I try something?
Go ahead.
Who are you going to give the book to? And if you don't tell me, I'm going to break your leg.
oh, I was going that book I would have kept for myself. I would not have given to anyone.
So nobody
It's
above you would have come and taken it from you.
not once I had it, but that's not what we were tasked to recover.
What were you tasked to recover?
We were tasked to recover the journal.
Oh, who's got that one then?
Kale probably has that one.
No.
I have that one, and I'll pull it from underneath my my leather.
So,
Is this what you're referring to?
all right. So what was that one for then?
That one was gonna help us decipher the location of the spire, the bridge across the Terror, so we can bring the shards of the Dark Mother back, reunite them with the vessel so she can be whole. Just as supposed to get right? Just as Grasder foretold.
That name mean anything to me?
I don't know. Do you have proficiency shadow lore?
No.
I do.
People make checks.
Yeah, get him, Kale.
You can actually, Kale, you can actually make me a knowledge check religion.
Okay.
I think
How's a 5 do?
Does not.
I missed
quite,
that day of Sunday school. Okay.
Does not hit that that target number now.
They didn't cover shadow shards in Vacation Bible School. Mine did.
Well, yes, that's because we went to school in Kern.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
They served ants on a log. They really just gave you a log with ants on it. It wasn't very nice.
From the like room.
That was interesting.
Oh, so it sounds like we might have a map to the Felbridge Spire. Um,
I don't know what that is, but all right.
Is that a bad thing, Kale?
I wouldn't call it a. It depends. Are you looking for the Felbridge Spire? Because someone like me would be, as a cultist, you know.
Oh, obviously, yes. We can't wait to go there. Field trip.
Is there anything else we need from this fine person?
I don't think so. That starts putting some things together.
Well, he basically told us that we've got like mad puzzle pieces.
Where were we supposed to drop the journal off for the Dark Mistress?
Um, once we found it, they were going to send one of her emissaries here to grab it. We were supposed to hold on to it until the emissary came.
Send it here, you mean?
Yes, the emissaries was going to come.
Were we supposed to summon them when we were successful, or would they know when we were successful?
He was supposed to come in 3 days' time. The forager was going to collect this and any of the other relics we'd managed to find.
How many days ago was that?
He looks kind of looks over on to the side of the room where you see that there's a rather large, wide candle. It's got little ticks on it. But he's like, it was a day and a half ago.
Hmm. Well, that's interesting news. Well, I don't have anything else. If you guys don't have anything else,
Uh, Out of curiosity, do you know anything about the thing that was down below?
The down below. The, the chapel? The chapel below?
Yes.
We know that there was a chapel. It was once used as a gathering spot for the devout, a group who predates us. They once served the Dark Mother, and they failed her. We learned of the chamber of the chamber from the tomes we'd managed to decipher. We suspected that there would be more artifacts within the journal that we wanted to recover.
did any of your friends make it down there?
we sent the first group down, and their Numpet cries rang out, and they perished. We sent word to the forger that we needed more worthy souls, but he has not replied yet.
Let me know if he sends you an email with all laughing emojis.
Oh wow!
So-
I'm so glad I wasn't drinking.
Drake and Tizra,
Yes.
can you make me a perception check?
Probably not, but I can try.
15! That wasn't too bad. Unless it's related to smell, then I get an advantage, but it sounds like it's a psychic thing.
14.
Also not bad.
You pick up the faintest eminence of some sort of psychic disturbance, and as that occurs, the the cultist's eyes become unfocused and kind of dilate.
He just got a message from somebody. Or he
And
sent
then
a
his
message.
face becomes very slack-jawed, like all the muscles have just relaxed in his face.
Do I know medically what's happening to him?
Sure. Give me a check, a medicine check.
Mr. Cultist, do you smell toast?
Nat 1. I will rush over to him and try and put some peppermint in his mouth. If that helps.
That sounds like a doctor.
So, did he just? He didn't just. Did he just die?
He's not dead.
Okay.
Well, he is still breathing. He is still alive.
Hmm.
As I'm putting the peppermint in his mouth, I'll cast Spare the Dying.
Yeah.
Let the
Yeah,
cultists
and
go bye.
yeah, you check real quick, and you can tell he's not dying and not on the verge of death. At least not a physical death. Now, it does appear that something or someone may have reached out and did a psychic assault against him, leaving him brain dead.
Oh,
And something that powerful, something in order to do something like that, they have to be an extremely powerful um, occultist.
I don't necessarily want to wait to see who that is.
Well, and you also know that based on the nature of psychic powers in Aldous, uh, they don't necessarily have to be nearby to do it. Part of it is determined by your familiarity and your relationship with the person. The better you know them, the easier it is to mind speak to them, and then in turn also by default would be easier to psychically assault them.
Can we check the others in this room and see if the same thing has happened to them? Like, would we be able to tell even if they're unconscious?
Yeah, yeah. I can say I can say with a medicine check you'd be able to tell.
Okay. Do you want a new medicine check from me?
Sure.
Hopefully not
My
the one that you
natural
bought.
one didn't.
Yeah,
21.
That's much nicer.
So you check the other two. The other two are unconscious, but it does not appear that they've been assaulted yet.
Oh, right.
Teaser, you'd probably guess that speaking certain names or certain words may have caught someone's.
Attention.
Yep.
Probably that forager name.
If this guy is brain dead, I'm going to instantly fling this thing off of me, this brace.
Aw,
Good idea.
Good idea. Great idea. Best
Yeah.
idea of the day.
It's been crawling on my skin ever since I put it on, and I don't want it there if it's not
Sorry.
if it's not going to help, then I don't want it there. For flair, I'll cast Sacred Flame on it and see if the flame will catch on this bracer as I fling it away.
awesome. And so you let it on fire and send it scurrying across the room.
Yeah, that was not pleasant.
Do we want to explore the rest of the chapel, or are we pretty much done here?
We, I guess we haven't really tossed the chapel, have we? Did we? Did we search the place, or did we just come back upstairs?
I felt like we searched it.
I thought we had, because that's where we found the stuff. That's where we found the Wooge book.
Yeah,
I seem to recall a different avenue that we could have gone, but I'm very tired and I smell very bad, and I just had a not so nice thing around my arm, so I'd like to sleep whenever possible. Whether that's down here or in a nice
But
comfy
at the
bed,
other
I'll
hand-
look up to you.
I would not down here. Not down here. So we have yet another lot of people to be picked up. I'm sure they're getting tired of cleaning up after us. Like the guard are probably getting really tired of.
Keep getting these weird anonymous tips.
Yes, but
I think they're too good for us.
No, I think we should get out of here.
I agree. I like that.
With that, the party gathers their belongings, gathers their pseudo recruit, Bob, if that is his name.
Oh, cultist's name was also Bob. So
Is it?
Yeah.
There's just no
No one-
solidarity among Bobs anymore.
No one asked the cultist his name.
His
I
name's
just assumed
Cultist.
it was Bob.
Yeah, his name's Cultist.
So, with that, you are able to return up the lands of the city, and
This
recognize
music's
that.
going real hard for us going somewhere safe.
so
The drama.
There we go. That's better.
with that, you make your way back upstairs, and you're able to reconvene back at the Royal College and the Royal Palace complex, if you like, unless there's someplace else you want to stop on the way home.
Oh, smelling like this.
Yeah, I have a date with the bathhouse.
That means something different. No.
Let's all get cleaned up, and I guess we can figure out what we want to do with the book afterwards.
Indeed.
So yeah, you make your way back to the palace grounds. Are you going to drop Bob off anywhere in particular, or are you just gonna, like, as soon as you get the service, go and let him fend for himself?
And
mean,
he can screw off.
Don't imagine he's going to want to accompany us much further after we've.
Yeah,
reached
I mean,
the mountain,
right.
so he'll probably just want to take off.
Yeah, I'll take my bag off of him and tell him to come by the college if he's looking for work.
okay. And with that, he goes and scurries off. And as you check through your bag, all of your belongings are there. Nothing's been mussed up at all.
I will count all 1,000 ball bearings when I get back to the room.
Is that how what you do when you can't sleep?
Yes. count ball bearings and I check lockpicks.
So with that, you're able to return back to the royal complex, make your way back to the Hall of Envoys, and clean up and get some food and get some rest and crash for the night. You all have a rather pleasant evening of sleep. During the course of the night, um, Tizra, you do find yourself awakening from a dream where you're walking into a forest, uh, lots of oak trees and things like that, uh, all changing different colors, oranges and yellows and purples, as the autumn has sent in. Um, the high, tall trees kind of form very cathedral-like arches, and as you make your way through, off the distance, you see what appears to be a person made entirely of robes that are pieces of leaves laced together. And then you awaken.
That was either a good sign or a very bad one.
Pretty sure you got a glimpse of your patron.
Yep, that's what I thought.
So, the following morning, you're all awake. It's the smell of breakfast being cooked as it fills the halls, and you're able to eat and gather your stuff. And what does the envoys want to do?
All
What
right.
is your next step?
God, what day of the week is it at this point? I've lost track.
At this point, it is late midweek, late midweek. So,
midday.
Steve, am being bad and not remembering the exact names off the top of my head of the days of the week for all this. I know my boss would be mad at me. But it is midweek, a little past midweek. So
Okay.
so
So there are things that we clearly need to do. We need to try to decipher some of what is in this journal. We probably need to consult. And I think we should talk to the bird.
Oh,
So,
yeah, Kestrel.
Right.
oh, not so, Kestrel.
Well, both of them, actually.
That's a really good point. We could probably talk to Soot too.
Right. Well, yes. I feel like we should talk with Soot about what we have found and see if he is able to help offer any insight into deciphering what we found.
And we should
But I
probably
do
read
think
that journal too.
Though, I really like to talk to this Crestwell fella. I'm curious as to what he was. He was. I mean, it was like he was watching out for us or something.
It is weird that he was heading to a known cult site at the same time we were.
Yes.
So he might be doing his own investigation into this, or he might be a cultist, who knows?
Right.
I
Well-
feel like he has pointed us in the right direction without being. I mean, I'm not saying that we should trust him entirely, but I do feel like we are probably more aligned than not.
He's the one who put us onto the shipwrights.
Right, but they're trying to start a mutiny and use us.
Oh, if that's the case. I've been used before.
Perhaps in a slightly different way.
Q Bill
I'm
Withers.
by your greatly.
Yeah, last time bomb was used for a coup, not a mutiny.
It's used for what?
Coup.
Oh, a coup. Oh, yeah.
God bless you.
Ah.
So who are we following up with then?
So who's first on your people to talk to today list?
I think Kestrel first, then Soot. Then Journal Study.
Do we want to read the book first in case someone wants to take the book from us?
I thought you said you couldn't read.
I would think reading the book would be a good idea.
I'm an excellent reader.
The
Tom
journal.
would not ever think that, but yeah,
It was
that would
all
probably
for the ruse.
be a fun thing to do.
I think reading the journal is probably a very good idea.
Yeah.
Good. And you'll see as we're all chatting, I'm like speed reading through the book.
Awesome.
I haven't been saying much, but I'm just trying to capture as much as I can.
Oh, good. You already started.
So Kestrel first, huh?
Book first, then Kestrel, then Soot.
Well, okay.
Well, I mean, Soot is right here. I mean, Soot is here, and we don't have to go anywhere to talk to Kestrel. We have to go someplace to find Kestrel, right?
Correct.
Yeah, but if he spends his nights
Kestrel,
as a
rather.
vigilante, he might be asleep during the day.
Right, but he doesn't sleep here. That's
No.
what I'm saying. Soot actually is here, so we can talk to Soot here, and then go talk to Crestwell.
All right. Journal, Soot, Kestrel.
Okay. So yeah, you spend a little time. Kale goes and reads through the book. While Kale's going through the book, a couple of you do your check-ins and your other mundane stuff that you need to do. You catch up with the writing master, and you catch up with the arms master, and you basically kind of do the stuff you need to do, the day-to-day activities of being an envoy in training in this case. And by mid-afternoon, you've sent a letter out to arrange to meet the Soot, and Soot has responded that he'll meet you one candle mark after high noon, and it will meet you at the workroom that you've set up. So earlier, you have taken all of your various maps and the books that you did manage to recover so far, and have located them into a secure office in the Royal Archive. As you do that, the day goes on, you do your things. Kale is pretty much sped read through the book, or at least the journal, as much as he could to glean as much information out of it as he could. A lot of it was kind of cryptic, not necessarily undecipherable, but more cryptic than vague references to the tear and the roads and stuff like this, which there's no context for it, so it's a little hard to put together. But you get the general gist of it, and you arrive at the Royal Archive.
He's got a map for this.
Yeah, I've had a map for it for a while.
I know. I'm nervous. Anytime we go to a map, I'm nervous.
Excellent. I'm doing my job. So you make your way down to into the archives, and you make your way down to a small workroom off the main hallway that you have a key to. It's currently kept locked at all times, and upon entering, you see that there's several candles lit up, along with a few crystal Shaw's crystals that have been imbued with light to kind of shed some light without giving off too much heat in the room, because it is summer and all this. It's nice, but it's still warm. And in front of you, you see the table, which has the various lock boxes and chests that you recovered, along with maps rolled out and weights holding the corners down. And inside, you see a gentleman and a large crow. Uh, the crow you instantly recognize as Soot, Master Soot, one of the senior envoys and teachers at the Royal College. The gentleman with them seems to be a human, probably in his late 20s, early 30s, approximately. He seems to he has short hair, short brown hair. He's kind of got a little hefty build onto him. He seems to be wearing rather nice but functional loose clothing, has a pair of glasses on, and seems to be perusing over a book as the group of you enter into the room. And as you enter, a few of you, especially Kale, you will recognize the gentleman as a senior professor. Actually, not even the senior professor, yes, but also the head of the history department at the Royal College. That is Nicholas Harsh. He is one of the, like I said, he's the head chair of the history department for the Royal College, and a colleague of Soot's.
Good afternoon.
And with that, Soot reaches out with his mind speech and says, welcome, please come in. Please join us.
We will do so.
So the group of you enters in, and you shut the door behind you, and you approach. There are plenty of overstuffed chairs for you to sit in. There's also, it looks like a tray off to the side with a large, tall pitcher of cold water and a decanter of wine as well, and several like small rolls and stuff for snacking. And the group of you arrive. And with that, I think this would probably be a great time to take our first little break as we meet with Master Soot and the head of the Royal College History Department.
Sounds good to me.
That works.
Everybody get up and stretch and get a snack and grab some water. Watch the ads on our carousel, and we'll be back in just a minute.
Bye.